And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. We got Brent Shiver in the house, Wildout Animal and Pest Removal. We're going to talk with him in just a moment. Going to go into that seasonally appropriate advice with his business. And before we do, we always like to feature our real estate properties as part of our strategy. If you're thinking about selling a property, residential, commercial, vacant land, we'd love to talk to you. We're going to help you sell faster for more money. Utilizing our innovative approach with radio, TV, and internet marketing. Also with the number one real estate company in the world, Keller Williams Realty, the number one real estate company on the planet. 3331 Gardenia Drive. This is up in Hernando Beach. Waterfront, beautiful property, bay access. You got 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 4,500 square feet. This is a nice split floor plan. You got a gorgeous spiral staircase, 2-story screen lanai with a pool and a balcony overlooking the canal. It's an extra wide canal as well. Beautiful property at Gardenia Drive, Hernando Beach. One of our hot listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We got 1128 Trellis Avenue. 1128 Trellis Avenue. This is another one of our listings from the Platinum MVP team. This is in Spring Hill, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. You got about 1,700 square feet, spacious floor plan, screened-in pool. You got a private backyard here with where you can store any kind of boats or RVs. Nice sized rooms. Got a shed as well. Beautiful property, brand new roof. 1128 Trellis Avenue, Spring Hill, Florida. One of our listings from the Platinum MVP team. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. The weather is sweet. And I want to give a quick shout out to Replenish IV Solutions. I just left their Gandy location. I got the vitamin infusion drip, something like the Myers cocktail, right into my bloodstream. They've got a great staff, very friendly nursing staff. They can come to you, your home, or your office, and they've got multiple Bay Area locations. ReplenishIVSolutions.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, welcome back, Brent. Good to see you, man.
Good to be here.
Thanks for coming in and, running a business. You're a self-employed business owner and, got your successful business out there. And it takes something special to be, a self-employed business owner these days.
Yeah, it's been a journey. When I embarked on this, which was 2019,
yep.
I obviously had no idea what was about to come within 12 months.
Yeah.
And how it was going to change. Well, obviously, I knew my life was going to change starting a business.
Yeah.
I had no idea how different that time period was going to be for a guy starting a business. It's been a wild ride.
It's kind of you kind of liken it to a young, teenager, early 20s, having a baby, right? It's like it's going to be work, but it's like its own baby, right? You got all these different parts, administrative, HR, sales, marketing, taxes, accounting. But yeah, so this time of year is heating up. So what's going on seasonal in your business?
Yeah, so because we live in Florida, it gets ridiculous hot. Attics sometimes can eclipse the 150-degree mark. It's brutal.
Yeah.
We hate being up there. We still got to be from time to time, but
Yep.
the animals don't love being up there so much either. It gets too hot for them, so you don't see as much of the attic dwellers this time of year. It's a lot more outside stuff. The snakes move pretty heavily. Something to keep in mind, especially if you go out for evening walks.
Yep.
That's when you get more of the potentially dangerous snakes. So just be vigilant, be careful about what you're doing. If you see them around your yard, give us a call. We can. Snakes are a thing we can control. That's one that really surprises people. I wish you could do something about these snakes. We can. We have programs that we work on the food source primarily.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe do some things to protect the property and keep them from coming around in the first place. But the biggest thing is, we're basically on retainer for you. So if you see one, you call us and we come get it as fast as we can. So, we do have programs for snakes and help with those populations. Armadillos is another one that really ramps up this time of year.
Yep.
They should have just reproduced, and those babies they reproduce in quadruplets, which is kind of crazy to think about. That
Wow.
every set of armadillos has 3 others that are exactly identical to it.
Wow.
Every armadillo you see, so or did have before nature took its course and it got hit by a car, or, whatever may have happened to it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, those are going to be moving around. Those babies are ready to find their own place to live, and big holes in the yard, potentially around foundations. They like to dig around AC units and around pool pumps and those kind of things. So if you get a good basketball size hole, volleyball size hole,
Yep.
that's probably what you're looking at, and that's another thing that we can take care of for you and keep off your property.
Yeah. When you talk about the snakes, what kind of snakes are most, to be on the lookout for? The ones that you got to really be concerned.
Well, I mean, really, if it's a venomous snake, that's what you want to be careful around. And I'm a wildlife guy, right? I'm an animal guy. I got into this because I love animals and I love wildlife. Um, no snake to me is a bad snake.
Right.
I have a healthy respect for snakes. I don't run around grabbing them necessarily. If I can avoid it, especially if I don't have gloves on, that kind of stuff. No matter what kind of snake it is. And for one, I just like to leave them alone.
Mm-hmm.
But snakes are good pest control themselves.
Right.
They eat a lot of bugs. They eat a lot of other reptiles and amphibians, and of course, rodents being the big one.
Yeah.
So, but as far as dangerous ones to humans, it's really the venomous stuff that you want to be aware of, and the pit vipers at that, which would be the rattlesnakes and the water moccasins. The coral snake is the only venomous snake we have around here that's not a pit viper. And coral snakes are actually very docile. I don't recommend it, but you can pick a coral snake up without getting bit. I would not suggest that with a rattlesnake. That's a terrible idea.
Well, plus you could never know, right? With a coral,
That's right.
It looks like the other one too, right?
They look very similar to a scarlet king snake is one. There are a couple snakes actually that resemble a coral snake.
Yeah.
And the easiest rule of thumb by that is if it has a black nose, it's probably a coral snake. They talk about red touches black. You got to remember that whole. Wait, is it friend of Jack or is it going to kill Jack? I don't.
Yeah. Red touches yellow. Kills the
if it's got a black nose, don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Or if it's a snake, leave it alone.
Call Wildout Animal and Pest Removal. Call Brent Shiver. So what about bats? Do we have bats in Florida? Or
We do.
You seen them?
We do, yeah. We have lots of bats now. Right now is their maternity season, so they're all brooding and they've got their pups right now. So we actually cannot take bats out of a house right now. If they are inside the living space, we can go get it, take it out, and let it go directly outside. But if they're in the attic, we have to leave them there. We're not even allowed to exclude them from an attic space or get them out from. They like to hide underneath the tiles on a tile roof. We have to leave them alone until that maternity season is over, which is August 15th. We have a few months left of that.
Because they're endangered. Is that?
They're not really. I mean, they have.
What's the rule? I'm trying to understand the root of that.
It's just about letting those pups grow to the point where they can survive. Once again, very good pest control themselves. They eat a lot of bugs.
Yep.
They don't eat nearly as many mosquitoes as people think. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
we'd be much better off if they did.
Yeah.
But they do eat a lot of bugs, and we'd be much worse off if we didn't have them.
Yeah.
So those pups need to be able to fledge. They need to be able to fly on their own, hunt on their own, and that's really the idea is give them time to grow enough that they can survive on it.
Okay. Brent Shiver here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Wildout Animal and Pest Removal. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. Share with us, maybe a recent success story or, something interesting story time here. We always like to get into those different scenarios, some, different things that you've done in your business.
Sure. Got me on the spot on that one. So, what have we had recently?
Because you had said previously you don't really want to, you don't mess with reptile or as far as gators, right?
The state doesn't let us do gators.
Right.
We don't mess with them at all. I don't know if you saw, but we have a bear running around Carrollwood apparently.
Oh wow, I didn't
saw
see
that
that
on the news this morning.
Huh?
There's a black bear in Carrollwood. Carrollwood. I don't know where the thing could have wandered in from to get to Carrollwood.
There's not many woods
right.
around there.
Yeah, there's no wood in Carrollwood.
Yeah, exactly. No more wood left.
Right. But we don't get to mess with those guys either. That's all state run. We actually do have a section on our website that will point people in the right direction for stuff like that, alligators and bears and that kind of stuff. So if you have that, go to wildremoval.com, jump onto the FAQ page, and there is a section there that will tell you who to contact for some of those different things.
Wildremoval.com.
Wildremoval.com. We have not had anything really special recently, unfortunately. It's been a lot of the the rats and the raccoons and nothing completely out of the ordinary.
Yep.
That means you're doing your job.
We're getting it done. Yeah, we're trying to.
Yeah.
Our biggest success is we're continuing to grow. We actually started a new person today. We started another one 3 weeks ago. So and really need another person in Tampa like now. So
wow.
That I would say is our biggest success story is just growth right now.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, and you hear the typical business owner say, yeah, it's tough to find good people. You go through that process. Yeah,
so
you got to interview a lot of people to find the one good one, and hope they work out for more than 6 months or a year.
Exactly.
Yeah, that seems to be the theme.
Yeah, we see a lot of that in our industry. I think a lot of people see, almost everybody I interview. Oh, I love animals so much. Either I get it in their cover letter, or it's the first thing out of their mouth during the interview, or something along those lines.
Right.
Like, okay, that's great, but this ain't just about animals. This job is really, really hard.
Yeah.
Like I said, those attics can get to 150 degrees in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough up there.
Yep.
Sometimes you're crawling underneath people's houses in a space you can barely fit your body in.
Yep.
You got to literally dig your way back out sometime.
Yep.
It's not a lot of that stuff is fun. It's adventurous, but it
Yeah.
ain't fun.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
get a lot of people that come in, they see this glorified job in their eyes. Oh, I'm going to go work with animals,
Right.
and then they find out how really hard it is.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you got to figure out how to do the job to really make good money doing the job,
Right.
and it takes some time.
Yep.
We get a lot of people that come in and they, just like you said, 6 months to a year, they're gone. In reality, they put in the hard work at that point. The job's about to get easier for them,
Right.
but they decide they can't take it anymore. It's just too hard.
Yeah. And then for the business owner, your time's taken up training, developing, and then it's like hit restart, and you know.
Yeah, my final step in my interview process is selling them on why they don't want to work for me.
Yeah.
Because I want to try to get all that out there and convince them to quit before they ever start if I can.
Right. Yeah. There was a company that did that. I think it was one of the Zappos. I think it was a guy named Tony Shea. It was like kind of one of the lead up to Amazon. He gave all the people, hey, here's a X amount of money. If you want to quit, take the money now. Like he gave them an incentive because he wanted to have a certain culture in his company.
Buyout up front.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I had the money for that. I don't.
Yeah,
that'd be
exactly.
great.
Some of that Silicon Valley money or whatever
Yeah, exactly.
these seed money came from.
Yeah.
Brent Shiver here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Wildout Animal and Pest Removal. Wildremoval.com. Wildremoval.com, and he is hiring as well, looking for somebody here in Tampa.
I am. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, so final thought, parting words of wisdom, and how do you want folks to connect?
Well, you can find us, like we just said, wildremoval.com. We've got a pretty good Facebook page. We've started, I've told you before that we're going to launch a video series, kind of how to. I haven't got to the video point yet, but we've started a blog series of how to. One of the most recent one was how to handle snakes in your yard. So
yeah,
you go look at some steps there and I'm flat out telling people the things that we do because I'm not afraid of hiding it.
Yeah.
What we do is not magic, but it's just hard. That's why people pay us to do it.
That's right.
So we're putting it out there. Those people that want to solve the problem themselves, or those that want to hire us, so they know what they're getting on the front end.
And I think some of the too in Pat shows is some of it is sealing up the home in certain areas where you have those roof edges that come together.
Exactly. That's the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
And we've taken some steps there recently. We actually have advanced our warranty system, so we offer up to a 10-year warranty if people want it, and it's transferable. If you sell your house, it will move it to the new owner and just keep trucking for them. Because once we've protected the house and done it right, it's gonna stay that way.
Right.
As long as we're there to check on it, make sure nothing crazy happens, because rats can gnaw through concrete, they can gnaw through steel. I can't do anything that is going to guarantee that without me actively being on the property with some kind of regularity.
Yeah.
But as long as they set up those programs, we can keep it going for a long time.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Reach out to Brent Shiver, great example, another one, a great example of our local area business owners, small business owner right here in Tampa Bay. Support the local economy by supporting the local folks here in business. Brent Shiver, Wildout Animal and Pest Removal. You can find them online, wildremoval.com, wildremoval.com. Thanks a lot, Brent.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming in, man. All right, taking a quick break. Coming back, we got Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, a.k.a. the Tin Man. We're going to talk with our contractor, expert contributor, Fred Muth, on the flip side of this break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. ConsumerQB.com.